Dan, RadioStyle. We're trying something a little bit different here, and I gotta be honest, this is kind of a little new for me in the big picture, so I am cheating at the moment, but that will be remedied soon. So I've had the software to edit video for one whole day, and I played around with it a bunch yesterday, and syncing up audio is not as easy, I think, as a buddy of mine that does video for a living. He's like, oh, it's easy, but he does it all the time. And I made a mistake with the camera I bought, which does good quality. I think that just it shows, but needless to say, it doesn't have a plug. There's two things I needed from my camera, and I failed on that. So that's a lesson unto everybody, nonetheless. But whatever the case is, Dan, RadioStyle. Doing the first video show that I've got. Wanted to do a quick one because I've been talking about all this stuff, right? I'm all fidgety. I'm like touching my face, my ears. You're not supposed to do that when you're on camera. I don't care. This is me, right? This is Dan RadioStyle. This is usually what I do when I'm hiding behind my microphone. And this is what I'm going to continue doing. So I will be using this in the future. Currently it's not being used, and then I've got my headphones that I'll probably bring into the picture. And I got a board here that you can't see. But for the moment, I've kind of pre-recorded. And that's why I was cheating. So I'm going to sync this little intro up with the video when I'm doing the editing. It should be a lot easier than trying to sync all the audio. So I'm using the camera's mic, which is decent, and the room is pretty cool for it. So there you go. That's what Dan RadioStyle is doing. Feel free to contact me too if you'd like. It's spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. I would be Dan. Some of you might know me, some of you might not. But here you go. This is what we've got going on. I feel like I'm missing something else. Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. That's from the Jacksons, and that's Can You Feel It? Thought it was apropos for this Following Feelings segment that I'm doing right now. The reason this came about is I've been kind of working through things. Like I've been in this great growth factor in my life lately, and it's been really, really awesome, and I've been enjoying myself tremendously. But as all growth factors are, there's certain parts of it that are a little trickier than others. So I've been trying to figure out how I get to this next step in a particular aspect in my life. And I've been asking questions about trying to get guidance, basically, right? So I've got questions about what I should do next. So I present these to universe, to higher self, to God, to whatever we call this source of energy, the source of everything. It really matters not, but whatever you call it. So please just substitute the words I choose for whatever you're comfortable with. For a lot of people it might be God, for many of my spiritual friends it could be source, higher power, higher self, whatever the case is. But a lot of times we're going to ask these questions and we're going to be seeking guidance. So we need to pay attention to how we feel. Pay attention to the answers that are coming to us. And a lot of times when you're feeling like you're on the right track, it feels good. You kind of get this vibe and it's like, oh yeah, that kind of feels great. I'm kind of digging on that. And so those are kind of how you're going to sort of guide yourself. If you get answers or start thinking, because that's the big question that a lot of us are going to be questioning, right? Is, am I thinking these myself, or is this actually coming to me through God, through source, through my higher self, or whatever the case is? And the differences will be typically the stuff that feels good is the stuff that's going to be leading you down the path of your soul, right? I point to my heart because that's kind of where in my mind feels where the soul's at. It's going to be leading you down that path versus stuff where we might get negative in our minds and sometimes get feelings that are sort of not good, not positive, not like maybe negative. Like a lot of times we can even spiral ourselves into more negative behaviors. So certainly pay attention to how those feelings are. And two more points that I have. The one is, sometimes, say you're steering a ship, right? I like to use this as an example because I just think, you know, the rudder, right? You're just looking ahead. Hey, look what's out in front of me. A lot of times when you're steering the ship, you might go, oh, I have an obstacle in front of me, right? So let me turn away from the obstacle, and oh, great, goody, I've kept that obstacle from happening. But what you might not realize is there could still be another obstacle a mile up. Right? There might be another obstacle that you're going to end up having to turn course from again. So just because you've turned once doesn't mean you're done. Doesn't mean you're finished with this process. It means, okay, I've got a great direction to go right now, and at a point coming up, I might have to turn again. It might feel appropriate to make another turn because maybe there's a rock that maybe is just, you know, a little bit under the water, right? I might not see it visually, but if I don't turn, I will hit it, and it will tear apart the underside of my boat. So sometimes we have to pay attention to those feelings that are coming. And I think really the last point I kind of wanted to bring up is it's very similar to stumbling in a very, very dark room, right? You turn all the lights out in a room and then try to find your way to the light switch. This is something I've done numerous times. There's certain rooms they put the light switch on the other side of the room. What's the freaking point of that? That's not cool. I need the light switch when I enter the room, not once I'm already well into it. But needless to say, a lot of times you take a step, feel around, put your hands out maybe. Am I there? No, I feel like I should be. Okay, one more step, still not feeling it. One more step. Oh, wait, that feels familiar. That's my couch. Or that's my, it's my microphone. Okay, woo, I know where I'm at now. Take another step, because relative to this, I can find my way. So sometimes we got to pay attention to those little markers, those little moments where we find that comfort. We understand why we're feeling what we're feeling, and from that we can springboard onto the next step. So again, doing my first video, I hope you guys like. This is kind of weird for me, and God knows it's probably going to take me 800 hours to figure out how to edit all this. I've done it once. I've done one test video that came out decent. Took me, I don't know, 4 videos to figure out how to get this thing to properly focus. Ironically though, when you buy a camera and they're like, oh, here's how you get the focus. You just hold it and get the person, you focus on whoever you're going to shoot. Well, when you're trying to shoot yourself, really hard. I can't reach the camera from where I'm at, so I can't focus on myself. Very, very mean. It's like when you have issues with your cable company, right? And you call them up because your internet's not working, and they're like, did you know that you can go online and open up a ticket? Yeah, thanks. Thanks there, Leroy. I wish that were the case, but no internet, hence the phone call. Lucky my phone works. Anyway, Dan RadioStyle. Please contact me, spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. That's right. And yeah, feel free. I'm going to be doing more videos as I can think up stuff to do, and we'll see where we go from here. Thank you so much for joining me.